All right, Costa Rica Unfiltered podcast. We are here with Roya Habibi, our guest from Ojos del Mar, and Patrick's back.
And I happen to know this guest.
How do you know this guest?
She ends up in my house all the time. No, I'm lucky to be married to her.
It's cute, so cute, so cute.
Yeah.
Pleasure's mine.
We're doing this podcast before her day starts, so we got to hurry up and get her done.
Oh, we got time.
We got time.
We got time. Although we're really popular.
I asked my boss.
They line up early about half an
Yeah, I
hour.
asked my boss we can start a little late today.
Yeah. Well, he strolled in like he didn't have any care in the world.
Exactly.
It's easy.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's not your boss.
No, definitely not La Jefa.
La jefa, la jefa. All right, so Roya, let's talk about where you're from. You came to Costa Rica and opened this fantastic business.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you come from?
So prior to here, my husband and I, we were in Seattle. So we were there for 6 years. Made a little life and a home for ourselves. A lot of our family was around there. But originally we had met in the Bay Area. We were there for many years before then. And love and
Go
missed
Bears.
it. Yeah, go Bears. But then we just ended up traveling up the coast. And yeah, that was the most recent home.
So when you guys decided to come to Costa Rica, you already had the idea, like if you were going to make the move here, that you were going to open this optometry clinic?
You know, that was, ultimately speaking, when we decided we were moving here to open a clinic. But like before all of that, it wasn't any of that. We were just like, we always had talked about wanting to live abroad, and whether it was like, honestly, like I think when I spoke of it, I always thought we'd be retired and like traveling and like being like living the life of luxury, and that is not what we do here.
Mai Tais and yachts.
Yeah, like way cooler.
Yeah.
But
Now it's beers and pangas.
exactly. Well, exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah,
catamaran.
we're really leveling it out.
I know. I thought we were like going to be like cruising through life, like taking classes, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Here we're immersed, but in a different way.
You're living life, like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we just hopped on the train quickly. Yeah, no, it was funny. Like, actually, this all happened because I won a raffle ticket. Patrick's mom volunteers for this women's guild that they raise money for Seattle Children's Hospital. And every year they do a luncheon. And I got all of her girls. They have 5 kids. Her mom has 5 kids. Patrick's mom has 5 kids. His mom. And anyway, the girls always get enticed to come help at the luncheon. So that year, this was actually 2019, my job was to sell raffle tickets. So every year, Alaska, because it's from the Pacific Northwest, they donate 2 tickets anywhere Alaska flies.
Oh.
But they put a limitation that you can only sell 200 tickets. So I bought the last ticket,
Allegedly.
And you won?
and I won.
Wow.
And then that ended up being like, again, COVID struck right around then. No one likes talking about the C word, but then we finally booked out our flight April, which is the furthest I could book out. I had to book within a year. And Costa Rica was the only place we hadn't gone that it had to be an Alaska airline plane. It couldn't be like a partner airline. And I wanted to go as far as I could with the tickets.
I never heard this story before, by the way. This is
Yeah.
actually a crazy story.
It's
Isn't that
wild,
fun?
right?
So this is kind of the whole reason why you guys ended up coming down
Costa
to
Rica wasn't even on our radar. We didn't even care about Costa Rica.
This
Not
was-
to say it's not like worthy of caring about, but
This
like
is just a vacation spot, really.
it was just a vacation spot.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Exactly. We came down and we we blew it out of the water. We like stayed in like the nicest hotels. We just like had a beautiful trip, but we just loved it. And then everywhere we went, people were saying whenever we would tell them what we did, obviously I'm an optometrist and Patrick was in commercial real estate at the time. We were like, people were saying, oh, like eye care specifically, we drive so far for good eye care. You really we need people like you down here. And then we just laughed and went home. and then said, oh, we could live there. We should just move there, which everyone says about every vacation spot.
Yeah. Every
We
time
do-
you go away, hey, I want to live
do.
here. This is
Yeah.
It's a game everyone plays. Like,
Yeah.
should we live here?
Well, like you said, you guys came here and you guys did the best vacation, staying at awesome places,
yeah.
doing awesome things. Like, man, this would be amazing. And then you come and it's like,
Of
well,
course, everyone wants to live there.
yeah, I have to live how I normally. I got to work every day. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's not vacation.
Not
here every day.
realistic.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, no. And then, like, even like when we've gone in the past, we went to Colombia and we were like looking online for like, could we buy a house here? You know, like places we just love. That's what we do. So it was like not very realistic. But then like maybe 2.5 weeks later, I'm like laying on the couch. We're both complaining, moaning and groaning about our normal day-to-day jobs. And he's like, I think we really could do this, Roya. And I was like, you're crazy. And that's basically how it went.
You're like, yes, I am.
That's a common response, though. So I like
Yeah.
that
You know,
question.
I think I've said this before. Like a lot of the people I meet here, it's always the guys who are the crazy ones that are like, we can do it. We can move
Yeah.
to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And the girls are just like, yeah, you're nuts. Like whatever,
You're
right?
nuts. Yeah, exactly.
And now look, we're all here.
And
kinda
now we're here.
being nuts together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
I've heard Patrick told me a couple of stories before. Where we're, like obviously where you guys came from, I've heard that a few times. But you know the Colombia thing we discussed on one podcast and everything. But I had no idea about that story. That's actually a fantastic story.
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Who would've
That's
known?
super cool. Who would have known?
I mean, too many people say like, you know, I mean, I like alluded, we had both our jobs that we liked. I mean, like we bought a home in downtown Seattle and we were doing all right. We were paying our bills. We were investing money, this and that. So like we had nothing to really complain about, but also like, I was like burnt out from my job. Like I have a job that most people do really love, but I was like just not super fulfilled with it. And I was just complaining about it a lot. And I was thinking like, is this going to get better? Like I do have a good job, but why do I not like really like my job anymore? And why am I only looking forward to traveling and getting away from my job? So, and Patrick had a fun job. He had a lot of things that he liked about it, but also he was like, I'm just making rich people richer.
Yeah.
Kind of. So we were both like, what are we doing? Like, is this it? You know?
I feel like we're kind of all in that same boat. Like Kim and I we were literally in the best position of our lives at the time when we had left. Like everything was just going perfect, and I had a great career, and
Totally.
and she was doing well, and we were just again we were living the dream, right? But at the same time, you know, we were like you guys, and probably like most people that are still, you know, in the country that they live in. I can speak for Canada and U.S. because we're both here talking about it, and same thing. Like, what are we doing? You know, it's the same thing every day and the same thing every day. And
Totally.
I mean, coming to a place like this, we're just not used to it. So it's different regardless, you know. It doesn't matter if we're working every day. It's still just a different place to be and a different place to live. So I don't know. We're enjoying the moment, and it's just exciting and different. So who knows where it's going to take us. But, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
It's all new.
Yeah, it's all new.
Everything is new, and it does not work the same way as it does at home. So, like, what you expect and what you get is not same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not same.
Not
Definitely,
same.
Definitely,
Just-
definitely. Yeah, so even though we're
100%
working
not.
here and we're doing stuff like down the daily, whatever, it's still just not the
Yeah.
same.
No, it's not the same.
But a lot of the reason that people can succeed here setting up businesses and like helping the community is because it is hard and it makes you work to get to that level to be able to open something. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that.
Yeah,
so if
definitely.
you do and you can get beyond that hump, there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah,
right?
definitely, I agree.
I mean, well, I got a couple just before we even like jump into business and like getting everything set up and all those challenges. What has been the craziest thing you've experienced since you've moved to Costa Rica?
Craziest thing. Oh, man.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back.
Oh
It's
my
unfiltered.
God.
Unfiltered.
This
Be
is
honest,
unfiltered,
be real,
you're
They
right.
want to hear it.
I mean, I don't know about craziest thing, but I will say in general, it's just such an effort to do so many things in Costa Rica. If you have a to-do list of 3 things, usually that takes like 2 hours in North America. Here it takes a whole day.
Yeah.
And so like even just, I heard someone say this the other day, like if you can just check one thing off your to-do list a day, that's a really big deal. And so that's maybe a crazy thing is like how much effort everything takes.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
The bank, you can't have anything else on your list.
Yeah,
I'm very
that's your
thankful
day.
I've
That's
never
your day.
gone to the bank except to drop Patrick off.
Yeah. You're like, I refuse.
I will not go into that bank. And luckily, Patrick was like, should we both put our names in the account? I was like,
No.
absolutely not. If that means I have to go to any of those appointments, no way.
You take care of it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I definitely drew the short straw on that one.
I think another thing that is definitely craziest that I've just like still every day I'm shocked about is the mailing system in Costa Rica.
What mailing system?
Right, exactly. Like it is baffling.
Yeah.
I think one of the times it like hit the hardest was, this was maybe like 2 months into us living here. Patrick and I, we was like really busy for work and stressful, and we decide that we're gonna go to Catalinas. They have the Center of Joy down there. It's a beautiful center. They have yoga and cooking classes and a sound bath and et cetera. So we go, our neighbor, Shelly Wolf, who's an amazing yoga teacher, she's teaching yoga there at the time. So we decided we're going to treat ourselves to a class of yoga there. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful morning. We were like, God, we should do this more often. We're walking out of the class, and as we're walking out, the people at the front were like, where are you parked? And we were like, oh, just on the road up there. And they're like, yeah, they're taking license plates off all the roads over there. And we were like, what? So Patrick, like,
First off, I was like, what? Yeah, like what? Not like what?
Like
That's
taking
crazy, but,
license plates
what
off
does
the
that
car?
mean?
Yeah,
What do you mean they're
So
taking
he,
they?
like, yeah.
Multiple people, and it's not one guy just unscrewing.
There's
Yeah.
a whole crew like doing that.
Yeah.
It's like
we bolt after the car, plates are gone. Long story short, like, if you want to give someone a parking ticket, it comes in the form of taking your license plates. Because
So
how are
you
they
have to
going
get
to
it.
sell you? They can't send you a ticket in the mail.
That's crazy.
So, and like, there's just so many repercussions. Like, obviously, here we all, like, I always like to say the thing I miss the most in the US is Amazon. And I love just like the convenience of Amazon. We lived in Seattle, Washington, of course. Like, everything is extremely convenient there. But if you don't have an address, how does anyone ship you anything?
Yeah.
And then if you don't have an address, how do you pay taxes? And how do you collect? There's just so many things that not having an address means, aside from just like, you can't get a package.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Of course you can't get a package, not at your house at least.
What everything else?
Right, but everything else it means, that is really wild to me.
Yeah.
well, and I think one of the worst things is that the police take your license plates, right? But then you call the number and you're like, okay, where do I go? And they're like, I don't know.
I don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
And
you
I
gotta
was-
wait for 2 weeks. I was like, but I can't drive the car. He's like,
You're
Exactly.
right.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm like, because I've heard of that before, not many times, but I've heard of it before. That like people's plates getting taken, and I just wanted to say, like, how long was the process? 2 weeks just to find out where
2
you
weeks.
go pick it up.
It was like we
it
were
was
calling
between
daily.
two different spots, but both of them are an hour drive. So I wasn't gonna just drive randomly, not have it there, and keep going back and forth. So I waited. Finally, the police officer told me where it was, and then I was told by someone else, thankfully, do not drive your own car to pick up your license plates.
Oh,
because and they, sure as shit. One of the first questions out was, "How did you get here?"
Get out of here.
Yes, and I borrowed my friend's car, thankfully.
Wow.
Because what I hear they do is if you drive your own car, it's illegal to drive your car. It's impounded on the spot and gets sent to San Jose, and it's like a $2,000 fee or $1,500. It's a big, big fee.
Way bigger than the original.
Way bigger.
Well, I'm glad I heard
And
that
you
here
have to go
first.
and you have to go to San Jose.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I heard it here first. That's why you got to follow the podcast. So if you're living in Costa Rica,
Tips and tricks, baby. Tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks to live in the Costa Rica lifestyle.
Yeah. You need a lot of tricks, man. A lot of tricks.
yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
be a magician down here.
100%.
You know what? It's been even for us. It's been a crazy learning curve. Like, you know, at the point where we left Canada, again, Amazon for us was huge. Like we didn't go
Totally.
shopping anywhere anymore. It was like, never mind next day shipping. You get it same day.
Yeah,
Oh, of
same day in
course.
downtown Seattle. Same. It's like within an hour.
Yeah, it's
They have
crazy.
hour
That's
delivery. It's a
absolutely
whole
crazy.
separate section.
Amazing.
It's like
And here, like I order and it's like 3 weeks. You know,
Exactly.
2 weeks. It's like your package. I'm like, what did I order?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what I ordered.
wait, is that rush delivery?
Yeah, like that's rush delivery.
That's right.
Yeah, and you go there to pick it up. You're like, oh yeah, I ordered this book. Like, well, I'm random. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Glass is
Already
half full though. It's a
actually-
surprise.
Yeah.
I actually already read it on Kindle, right? You know, like,
Couldn't wait. Download
couldn't
the digital.
wait.
Yeah,
I forgot I ordered it.
It's like it's easier to drive 6 hours to Escazú and just go shopping and buy everything you need.
To a certain degree, yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, the freight forwarding business, though, do you guys use a freight forwarder?
Yeah.
Okay, it's amazing. It's
Game
been a
changer.
game changer
Yeah,
for us down
yeah.
here. At least that allows you to get stuff relatively
Oh,
quick.
definitely.
Like,
The,
once it
the
arrives-
necessaries, the necessaries.
And when it arrives in Miami, ours is here like 7 to 10 days.
After it arrives in Miami.
Yeah, once it arrives in Miami. So it's like, next
And you
day
guys
shipping.
are using
We use, it's called LM Express.
Yeah, I remember we got to talk about that.
Yeah,
I got
it's
to
a
get
good
that
one.
info.
We've been impressed with their customer
We've been happy.
service.
Very
I mean, there's always things
For the
you're
most
gonna
part,
have,
92% happy.
which is like a
92%.
Pretty high.
serious pass
Pretty
rate.
darn
That's
high.
like
Yeah.
top of the class.
Yeah. If you're mid 80s, you're pretty high.
I would
you know?
call it, yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why customer service is so important. We hit on it on like all of our podcasts. Everyone we've been interviewing, it's like they all care about customer service.
And if you're gonna open a business, just customer service.
100%. I mean, at least for what we've done. I mean, I've always thought that service is an important thing
Yeah.
because at least in eye care, there's a lot of competing business. If we just like name a couple big ones, is like Warby Parker or 1-800-CONTACTS. That always, especially in the past 10, 15 years, has been like encroaching in the eye care market, especially for a private practice doctor, right? But in my opinion, that's not really a competition. Like, of course, someone's going to take their stuff and go get something super convenient unless you're more convenient. Of course, somebody's going to do a more convenient option if you're not a good person. Like, if you don't have a good service and a good staff that makes it enticing to just want to deal with your problems right away in front of you, they're going to go do that. And I don't blame them because I'd do the same darn thing.
Yeah.
Our money, we all work really hard for it.
Definitely.
And so if you don't provide a good service that is very valuable, where it makes you want to support that business, there's no reason they shouldn't go somewhere else and find something that does a better job marketing and does a better job teaching customer service to their team and that stuff. So, I mean, in Costa Rica, it's unique because everything's a little bit different from where we have everything at our fingertips arriving in 1 hour. So in Costa Rica, in my opinion, while it's extremely hard to start a business, there are some things that are not that hard to do that make you stand out like a shining star.
Yeah.
And it's just
Absolutely.
about teaching your staff what your true like philosophy is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your staff, if you are truly talking about customer service, based in Costa Rica, that's just, to me, it's a big.
Huge. And I mean, right now I think it's a little bit of a secret, but go 5-10 years down the road, like everyone's figuring it out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Think about Andres.
Yeah.
Local guy, like everything he talked about.
It was
customer
amazing.
service,
Yeah.
because you realize he sees like the standard is here, and if I go here, I'm the best in the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Totally.
but that's going to start becoming, I think,
Oh, I
you're
agree.
seeing on the up and up. In fact, we've got a couple of folks on our list to interview in the future. They're local Ticos and Ticas that are just killing it. In
Yeah,
the game.
crushing it.
Yeah. So like they focus, what do they focus on? Customer service. Good product, but customer service.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
So in starting the business, what has been like some of the more unique challenges in setting up? I mean, obviously it's a medical clinic.
Yeah.
But like for you personally, like have you had to adjust the way that you think about eye care? How does your day-to-day differ from what it used to back in the States?
Well, the number one thing is that I work with my husband. This is number one.
So easy though. So easy.
And it is hard working with your partner. Like, if we're going to be unfiltered.
Baby,
Not
you
that
make
I don't
it,
love
you
you
make it
so
simple.
much.
It's automatic, baby.
Oh, get out of here.
Hey, if I had a fourth mic here right now and Kim was sitting down,
Yeah, right?
this is a whole episode.
This is
Like,
a
we
whole
should do a
episode.
whole damn
Honestly, we
episode
should.
on
That would
this.
be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I mean, it
yeah.
is hard. It is hard because it's a whole, like a part of your little bubble that you didn't cross over much before.
Yeah.
And not to go there, but like it is hard, and it's just something we are still learning how to do well. So
Yeah, we can always
no problem.
improve.
Yeah,
Always
exactly.
improve.
It's tough because like not only do you like when you think about people who work from home, for instance, it's like I never leave my work, right? Here, even though I leave my work, I can't complain about my boss. You know what I mean? Like you just can't because
He's
you're
always
complaining about the same
around.
problems.
Yeah.
Or you can't complain about work all day long. Sometimes you go home and you just like
Vent.
vent about work.
Yeah.
But then we're just like, can you stop talking about work? It's so
we were just there all day.
I am over this. I don't want to hear about it right now. Or it's like I want to talk about it, and he's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
but I do.
I need to vent.
I want to talk about it. But
She's talking to herself a lot more. I walk into a room and she's just like having a pep talk about me. God, he's such a pain
In
in
the
the ass to
mirror?
work for.
no.
Who are you talking to? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's
Me
my
and
friend. You
Mickey.
don't know him.
Me and Mickey talk
You
a
and
lot.
Mickey, yeah.
No, but for real, things that I've changed in eye care. Well, I'd say number one, we had a huge pivot early on because we were told by different people that I would be able to get my licensure transferred into Costa Rica relatively simply. It's been 2 years. I still haven't gotten it transferred from UC Berkeley, a small school. Most people don't know of it, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
joke.
Absolutely crazy.
But
Best in the world.
and I mean,
Quite literally.
And I mean, for you not to like for that to take that long, it's
I'm just like going back and forth still a little bit, but not that I haven't tried, right? Still working, but
And all the paperwork's correct. Everything is like, if you look at the boxes, she's checked everything. It's just
regardless. So we realized early on that I actually wouldn't be able to work, right? We while we thought, okay, well, we need to bring this service, everyone's telling us they don't have it. That's not totally true. There are some optometrists in the area. But then as we started working, and actually Patrick's the like evil genius behind all of this, or mastermind, if you will.
I take offense to evil.
Evil genius.
Evil.
Genius, for
Evil
sure. He is a genius.
I like this guy.
Everything that's basically happened here that I saw as a roadblock, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we're staying here. And he was like, I've got another idea. Like, he's like a light bulb. I was like, okay, well, all right, let's do this. So anyways, like we pivoted really hard early on, and like I am not seeing patients. I am not working directly with patients. I do see patients, but it's with our doctors that we work with. So we've hired now our second optometrist. We have two. But our first optometrist we hired, Dr. Fabiola Hernandez, who's amazing. She's in our training program. So essentially we teach her everything that, because optometry is great in Costa Rica, but it's not quite Berkeley. And so, and beyond Berkeley, I did a fellowship at KCI Institute and at Oregon Health and Science University in Portland, Oregon. So I definitely have more advanced skills even compared to the average US optometrist, just from my training. And so our fellowship program is not only just training advanced optometry, it's scleral lenses, it's advanced dry eye care, it's, you know, a lot of different things that just aren't available in Costa Rica, and even private practice. A lot of private practice philosophy is kind of our bread and butter, and just really teaching people how to, especially optometrists, how to really provide an amazing level of service to their clients. Because truly, like, who knows what Patrick and I are really going to, like, what Costa Rica is going to be for us. Is it going to be 20 years? Is it going to be 50? Are we never going to leave? Like, it's easy to say one thing when we're starting. Like, we have an answer to that, but who really knows what the answer is?
Exactly, yeah.
But what we do know is our optometrists are from here, and this is their home. And, like, they may leave, but this is their home that they're probably going to stay forever.
Yeah, life-changing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So being able to like teach them, we realize is far more valuable. We reach far more patients than what me alone could do anyway. So that was the biggest change that I think we had to figure out. And honestly, like that put me in more of a managerial role, or like actually all these glasses you see, like I purchased them. I never ran an optical before. So like there are a lot of like new things. So a lot of the like more challenging things I saw before, I'm not doing quite as much right now, but I'm learning a lot of other little things about running a business that I didn't know before. So that's a big change, I think.
Yeah, well, and I think it's super cool.
Yeah.
That you're learning all the new
And
stuff.
it's also been a blessing in disguise too, because as the requirements of Costa Rica require us not to work but to train, you realize you replace yourself.
Oh, definitely.
And it works on so many levels. You're replacing yourself so you can focus on other things, but in a big way too, you're expanding. Like Roya is absolutely a world-class doctor, and you know, Dr. Fabiola, Dr. Daniela, they see a patient, they have a question. Well, they literally have a professor just sitting there. They can walk upstairs and go ask her, and like their expanse on knowledge and their ability to then give care back to Costa Rica is just like, it hits on every level.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
And
but we didn't plan that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like very fortuitous.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, we were scared. We were like, oh my gosh, we just invested all this money. We can't. How are we gonna make this work? And like little by little,
pivot and make it happen, right?
keep going.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim.
swim,
Sink or
baby.
swim.
Sink or
Yeah.
swim.
So there's a lot of water here. So
Yeah, sink or swim, man. I had a question. I was wondering, people that you see, because, and you know, I know you guys have done a lot of great work with the schools. We discussed this in a couple of episodes where, you know, you guys, like the volunteer work you guys do to help the community is absolutely fantastic. Do you see anything in particular, like any problems that a lot of local people have that maybe is different from the U.S.? Like a specific maybe...
You know, interesting here because we're in this rural part of Guanacaste, and I mean, I was in Seattle, Washington, of course, before, where it's, and I was in Berkeley before that, so big cities. But here, there is less nearsightedness than in big cities that I've noticed. maybe a little more astigmatism. So these are visual problems.
Yeah.
Here, there's a lot of itchy eyes because we live like in a dusty dusty environment. Those are kind of like our day-to-day things we're talking about.
So you think it's like, again, only reason why it's specific is just because of the area and what, and what there is here. Again, being dry, you've got the itchy eyes and that type of thing.
And the
That's pretty much
dust
it.
from the roads.
Yeah, there hasn't
most
really
things
been
just kick up.
anything else that's kind of, noticed that's a little bit more serious that is because of the region that we're in.
There's definitely more serious things like it'll be interesting as we become more of a staple to the community, because right now we're doing a lot of outreach to reach out to the local community members that maybe see us like maybe out of their budget or price range. We do a lot because we have what we call our eye to eye program. So we provide eye care for even one free eye exam for every eye exam that we do. And that's allowing us to tap into some of the local community that maybe wouldn't be able to afford our services. But the reason I say that is because a lot of it is well known and well documented in literature that a lot of people have different diseases. For instance, keratoconus, which happens to be one of my specialties. What keratoconus is the front surface of your eye distorts, so you can't see through normal glasses or contacts. It's usually from eye rubbing. That's one of the bigger causes. That's a known cause.
Oh, wow.
So rubbing the eye. If you think of the front of the eye like a window, I also like to think of it like a plastic spoon. It's curved and bent like a plastic spoon, and the front of the eye is essentially made of plastic. And as you rub on that a lot, you wear down the plastic or the quality of plastic. And since you see through that, you need sharp, crisp optics to see well. If that starts distorting, you don't. So keratoconus is a progressive thinning of the front of the eye that causes distorted vision that's non-correctable with glasses or contacts. But we have options with custom contact lenses that can drastically improve the vision. So we provide that service here. But we've started to see a couple patients with that. But I just foresee that being a much bigger population for us in the future, because Latin America, basically the band of the equator, is just like riddled with patients with keratoconus, probably because of being in a tropical
Dry,
place.
dusty. Okay,
Dry,
so that's
dusty,
kind of,
tropics.
yeah, and that's where I was going, is something like
Yeah.
that. So that's cool to know, right?
Yeah,
And if you
yeah.
do know that in that belt is where you see more of it,
Totally.
that has to be one of the reasons why. That's
Oh
great.
yeah, well, and it's like a life changer for when you have it. I think about it because it's one of my. It's not favorite. That's a bad way to say it, but like I am very good at it, and I love helping patients that have it. In Seattle, that was one of my main patients that I worked with. But I don't wish it on anyone because it just really does suck.
Yeah.
There's really no better way to say it, because you can't see with normal glasses. Everyone's like next to you with thin prescriptions saying I'm blind, and then that's like super offensive because they actually are.
Yeah, I can't see with
They
glasses.
can't see
or,
at
yeah.
all. So other symptoms they would have is like driving at night. It's like looking through, drunk glasses basically.
Oh, wow.
It's really bad at nighttime, extra glare at nighttime, and hard to see computer screens. So it's hard to work on the computer too. So, anyways,
That's crazy.
yeah.
And I think you were kind of touching on this a little bit, but it sounds like education for just the community here about these different eye diseases, or that there's an ability to get something like that treated. Like, what are you doing in terms of getting information out in the community to let them know about this service, or just awareness about don't rub your eyes when they're like, what do you do on that level?
I talked to my guy in charge of tech.
I swear that was not an alley-oop. She does a lot of work. She writes a lot of blogs.
No, but actually, Patrick, we discovered early on ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has been helping us a lot with our blog posts.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And that's one that we wrote recently.
That's a free tip and trick.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
another free tip. Yeah, exactly. If you want to promote your business, stop doing all the work.
Yeah.
You can get help.
Well,
And it's quick, yeah.
Yeah, it's quick, and it's especially when you got a pro there. It's like, okay, here's the blog post. Look at it and make sure it's all accurate.
Definitely.
But 5 minutes of reading, and you're like, cool, yeah, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so you guys wrote a blog post about that, like.
That was one of them, but it is hard to like get your specific skills out there because you know it isn't a huge population, but those people that need it a lot.
Oh, definitely.
And I don't know, I don't know, like we're it's a learning curve of how to really communicate our message.
The alley I was trying to make was she's also set up a pretty amazing program with our doctors where they invite local doctors, local optometrists, completely for free to come in and train on complex concepts like this.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And so it's really it's like, how do you, because we can't serve all those markets, right? But she's an incredible teacher locally, and then you bring everyone in here, put up like a nice presentation. Dr. Fabiola, who just walked in, that was the beep. Dr. Fabiola.
Hi, Dr. Fabiola.
Put together a great presentation, and I mean, we must have had, I don't know, 8-10 doctors here, had like a nice little appetizer played out, and it was awesome for me to watch as like a non-doctor, because they were just geeking out for like 2 hours. They stayed for an extra like 45 minutes, an hour after we were done.
That's amazing. And you know what? Again, like I'm talking about helping kids at the school and doing eye exams, but that's another, like you guys are doing fantastic work here.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And just to give them the option to, you know, and hopefully more take advantage of that, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, I think, too, is, well, educating, like us getting our marketing message out there that this is available. And if there are any Costa Rican optometrists listening, it is available at Ojos del Mar. Come train with us. It's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
But beyond that, too, it's like you're getting the training out there, but also making sure that it's coming from a position of like, we're genuinely I think sometimes people trust that, like, what's the catch?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the catch? There is no catch. We cannot serve everyone. And if we can help train other people to go out and give better care to Costa Rica, that is a win.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
That's amazing.
And even if we're not treating them, you're helping get awareness out there. People to think about their eyes, things that they can, it's like, I think giving from a genuine spot sometimes can come off as inauthentic. And they're like, well, why would I go? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
totally.
I think they do a really good job of presenting that, but
Yeah.
I think too that even in the U.S. when I was like in my training, probably like, so I finished optometry school in 2015. I remember being in courses where I was listening to people say, especially doctors, I'd be in professional courses where I would listen to doctors say a lot of the things I hear even now in Latin American conferences that we have gone to now. So I kind of see the perspective, but some of the progressive things that have happened in North America in the past 15 years are like slowly starting to happen now here. And so it's really fun to be part of that.
Yeah,
Like a
definitely.
prime example is wearing daily disposable contact lenses. It's like the best life upgrade you can do for yourself because every
And-
day is a fresh lens.
But that wasn't a big thing here, I take it?
It's still not a big thing here.
Oh,
We're
really?
actually the first clinic to even order them regularly.
Wow, really?
We only stock those for purchase. Like we don't stock, you can walk in and purchase all spherical powers of daily disposables here today, and we have it. But other clinics stock monthly lenses. And while monthlies have their place, in a place that's dusty, dirty, and doesn't have necessarily the perfect cleaning fresh water all the time, like ocean water, pool water, like perfect example. It's just like you're asking for trouble. So daily disposables not only are safer, but they're also way more comfortable. So anyways, like just prioritizing doing things not because it's like the cheapest option for the patient, but because it's the best option. Like that's what you want from your doctor is you trust your doctor to give you the best recommendation, not the most expensive or the cheapest.
It's what's
it's
the best for you.
That's what I want. Yeah, exactly. So that's our mantra.
And have you guys had anybody that has like being from here used it for the first time and just been like, oh my goodness?
Absolutely, every day.
all the time.
And they just freak out like, this is amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, I have astigmatism and I was told that I can't wear contact lenses. Not true at all. Or I need glasses for seeing far and close. I can't wear contacts. Not true. So like sometimes too, like, and I'm sure we've all been guilty of doing this. If something gets a little complicated, you end up telling someone, oh yes, this isn't for you.
Yeah, definitely.
But also it's not always a complicated solution. It's usually just maybe takes 5 more minutes of conversation. But, or maybe a creative option for using these different tools that we have to see. So anyways, we just try and, provide something that is available, number one, and state of the art. It makes people feel like, wow, my life is easier and better with this.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's an upgrade.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And for all those earth lovers out there, we love the earth too. A lot of people are told that dailies actually create more like things to recycle, right? There's more plastic.
Yeah.
But if you look at it with all the solution you need to buy as well, that you don't now need to buy if you're getting dailies, it actually balances out almost equal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Life
Yeah.
upgrade.
Yeah.
That and prescription sunglasses.
Yeah, you need
life
prescription
upgrades.
sunglasses. Yeah.
If anyone's listening,
Yeah.
treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
I didn't listen to Roy for years because I was like, why would I need that?
Yeah.
I threw them on and I don't take them off now. They're
Yeah,
amazing. I
it's-
actually got transition lenses in my standard glasses because I love having just prescription sunglasses. I
Yeah,
can see
that's
the world better
amazing.
and
Yeah.
I'm protecting my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too about, because you've done a podcast for a long time. Now, I was on a drive down here. I was wondering because I'm like, I haven't really listened to it, but that's specifically for professionals, right?
It is geared toward more professionals. So
Okay.
it's an optometry geared or eye care geared podcast
Mm-hmm.
for eye doctors, basically, or students in eye care and people who are interested in learning about eye stuff.
And you've had been doing that for,
5 years.
oh yeah, so that's why you're
I
a
have
pro.
like 270 episodes.
That's why you're a pro. She comes on here. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't need to prep. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I'm good.
That's awesome.
Conversation is fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right.
Well, anything else? Anything you want to ask us? I flipped the script.
Man,
She
flip
didn't
the
see that
script
coming,
on
but I
me.
was like,
She's like, what the? All these alley-oops are coming.
I know, seriously. I guess I should have read the questions. Was it the last one?
I don't think we
missed
even
that
went
one.
through any of the questions. We're just kind of freestyled the whole time
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's what makes it good though.
Yeah, we honestly, I keep saying we should have called this Costa Rica freestyle. Like we literally we
That's
freestyle everything.
Maybe we do a Costa Rica freestyle once a month, and it's an extra off-script thing. Like we
Yeah,
throw haymakers.
And we do most of the episodes like that anyway. It's like
Freestyle
whatever.
is more like it's nice to
It's
have your
real.
own ideas of what to ask, but like I feel like when people are over prepared, no one wants to listen to that kind of conversation.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
sterile.
Like I
For
said, the
sure.
couple that I was coming, as I was driving here, and I'm like, just kind of like, okay, I got to set this up, set that up, make sure everything's kind of ready. And then as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to ask this. I just, every time we go, it's like, hey, what's up? We're having a good time, having a
Yes.
drink, and you just forget about it,
You
right?
forget.
So-
Okay, my question is like, what's your goal for the podcast? Like, what do you want to be able to like communicate with the show?
There was kind of like no end goal per se, but
Sure.
it was just coming here and like, meeting you guys and meeting so many other people that are kind of moving here or trying to learn more about the country, whether it's just coming to visit and maybe having an idea of looking at real estate or just anything. It's just, we're going to interview enough people to where if people are watching the podcast, they'll learn a little bit more about Costa Rica and maybe about moving here and, things
What
like we
life's
talk
really
about, like if you love Amazon and you want those shipments every day, this ain't a place for you.
Yeah.
Totally.
So there's a bunch of things that, and almost every podcast we pick up these little pieces and, we laugh because we're living it. So for us, it's like, whatever, we've been through this, but for people that are watching, they're like, I could not do that, or I could not live like that, or do this, or do
Well,
that.
isn't it funny, like, when people come visit and people are like, I couldn't deal with that. It's like, well, you are right now. It's
Yeah.
not that bad, actually,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
Like, of course it's a pain in the ass, but is it really that bad?
And again, when you're in North America, whatever, and you're thinking about it, you're like, yeah, there's no way you couldn't do it. But like, we're here, we live here, we don't have a choice. This is how we have to live. And you know what? It's like, I think I'm starting to embrace all that because
Yeah.
Listen, it is what it is. Like, we're not going to die if that doesn't happen
100%.
today.
Well, and
So-
also, like, at least the Amazon bit, like, now we always say, like, if someone comes to visit us, you're coming as a mule.
Oh,
One.
yeah, yeah.
If you want our services of our entertainment and our like tour guideism,
Yeah.
and which is what we all end up being whenever someone comes to visit, which we
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
but you are bringing it is Christmas regularly here.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna
'Cause
tell
we
you
get
how
a
many-
whole package,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I forgot I ordered that.
Exactly. You're like, I'm going to tell you exactly how many suitcases we need to come.
Right, and for the record, when you cross the border, you can only bring $500.
Yeah, yeah.
This is all your stuff.
Yeah. This is everything you got.
You need to have all this with you because you like traveling with your stuff.
Yeah, that's the way it
The
is.
My
script you need.
parents just brought a freezer.
Oh, I died. When you even told me you were doing that, I thought it was a joke. So I'm like, they're bringing a freezer? I'm like, what do you mean they're bringing a freezer?
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, like,
The
I'm
crazy
super
thing was-
thrilled to have it.
yeah, it's amazing, right?
But this is how crazy Amazon is, though, right? Because it's Prime Day. I ordered it, and my stepdad, when he got and they asked him like, how much is it? He thought he was lying. He told me it was like $100. I got it for $89.
The freezer.
A full freezer.
Yeah.
It's working really
That's-
well too.
Yeah.
It's killing it. The first freezer that we got, when I was looking at freezers to buy here, they were like $300 for an old used one.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like some things are expensive here.
100%.
Like, you know, we look at a lot of things and we go online and what was it? What was it? Yes, there was something yesterday that I was. A card reader.
Oh, like just for
A card, yeah,
like
to
an actual
read your
term-
SIM
an actual-
cards.
oh,
To read your SIM
God,
cards,
for
like
SIM cards.
yeah,
got
so I
it,
can
for-
take
not for
footage
credit
and stuff
cards.
off of SIM cards. So little card readers, right?
Yep.
So the one that I was looking at on Amazon, it was like $9.99.
Yep.
You can fit all the SIM cards. It had a cable, all this stuff. That exact same one here was 27,000 colones. So it was like 50 bucks. It was like 50 bucks. And then the one that I actually got for 9,000 colones, which is 20 bucks,
Right.
was like a little one that you just
Trash.
kind of stick in. And yeah, and I'm hoping
It's gonna
that's
work
gonna
for now.
Yeah, it's gonna work for now. I grabbed that. I'm like, it's gonna work for now. We got a bunch of people coming over the holidays.
Yes.
I guarantee you, somebody's bringing me a card reader.
yeah.
Yes.
Knowing Kenny is gonna have 4.
Yeah, like
Right, one
this
of
might
each.
break. You know, it might break.
You need to have a backup.
You gotta have a backup,
Absolutely.
man.
You gotta
So
be prepared.
yeah. So I think it's we waste a lot of space in our houses just with our backups. Like there's always backups for everything.
Absolutely.
Backup.
The most
so-
important things, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, on the technology thing though, that's one. I hope that changes in the future for Costa Rica because the people that pay the price are locals.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
all of their goods, like you want to buy a TV here, it's like a basic 30-inch TV at Price Mart is like $400. Like you can get that for less than $100 on Prime Day. I mean, it's
They actually had some good deals here at Walmart. We were
I
talking
heard
with
that. Yeah,
Andreas
I
when he
heard
bought some
that.
for his office.
yeah.
Yeah, they actually had some pretty good deals.
You gotta. I think the bigger point is like you have to really search.
Oh yeah. Here
versus
it's like
at home, you don't really have to search that hard.
Yeah.
Or you have everything beautifully filtered
to
to like you can look at all at the same location on
Yep.
the same page
Yep.
and see what your options are. Versus here, it's like your checklist again.
Yeah, and
you
it's-
want to buy a TV. That one checklist is gonna take you all day because you're gonna have to go to 5 places.
yeah, because you can't. It's like you can't shop online here. Like
shop
when
online.
I try to find stuff online, and maybe it's because I don't know. We just are not searching it correctly here with
Yes.
the culture. But I mean, I have to go to stores, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go to Liberia, and we're gonna hit these 4 stores because we're gonna go see where the best price is, or what this is, what
Yes,
that is.
yes.
So it's not easy.
When we were opening the store, this is a year and a half beforehand, like doing all the research. I'd done a decent amount of research on how I was going to build out our online web store because I didn't know they didn't have addresses.
Yeah.
And so I had all these plans for like how we're going to do inventory, what needs to sync to sync. I haven't touched it.
Like it was so
It
simple.
was like I heard that and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's obviously not going to work.
And
where
the thing
where do I
is,
ship stuff?
in your mind, you're thinking like, whatever, like North America. Yeah, we're gonna come here. We're gonna be able to ship stuff, do this, do that, and just that one little thing again. And like
Totally.
you guys
Big
said,
thing.
it's massive.
Massive.
It is massive. Crazy.
But then we love it. Pura vida.
Pura vida.
I love it.
We're
man.
here loving it. So do I.
I absolutely love it.
So do I. Look at
It's
us.
changed my life. I'm just the happiest
We're
I've been
sitting
in a
here in
long
this
time.
beautiful plaza. I'm gonna take some video footage as to where the clinic is located. Man, this is a fantastic place, and we're just here. We're doing a little podcast and
Oh, thanks for coming.
having fun.
Yeah.
It
Thanks
was
for your time.
fantastic doing it here, Roya.
Thanks for your
Yes.
time.
Appreciate everything.
Thank
You were
you.
fantastic. Yeah.
Glad I got to. Thank you for having me. Come into the store. Come schedule an eye appointment. Get some glasses. Admire our beautiful art. We have some beautiful pieces,
Yeah.
both from the community and our own selves. And we donate back to those art purchases as well to our Eye to Eye program.
See, fantastic.
We're located in the Auto Mercado.
I'm going to take some video, show you guys where they're located. But yes, Auto Mercado Plaza. What a beautiful shop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.